Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to look into the concept or the session on creating a virtual machine or a Windows server in Azure cloud. So I want to repeat again, kindly subscribe to my channel so that you'll be getting the valid content which will help you to upskill your IT knowledge so that it will help you further. So the concept or the agenda here is we need to create a Windows server or a VM. VM means a virtual machine. The virtual machine can be of any operating system. Today I am showing you how to create a Windows operating system, Windows server operating system in Azure cloud. So regarding to the subscription, you can go ahead and directly register yourself and you will be getting of the value of 17,000 rupees, which can be used in first month, so that you'll no need to pay anything additional, but this require a credit card. However, they will not charge you anything. They will check, they want to check whether you are valid person manual or not, which is the reason they want to validate the person with the help of credit card. You can register and use this 1 month with a value of 17,000. I've been using this, but I'm not using that much actively. I usually use this for creating virtual missions and doing some testing and everything. Still, the amount is still very huge. Will not be able to use that much. I recommend if you want to have a hands-on, I recommend you can also have the account here and you can register and can use for 1 month without any problem. So here the concept which I want to show you is related to the virtual machines. So virtual machines is nothing but a Windows server wherein we will be using that as a database server. We will be installing SQL Server, performing all the activities. So for that we require a Windows server to install SQL, which is the reason I am just creating a virtual machine. Okay, once you log in you will see this particular window. Here you can search here as virtual machines and this page will be open. Presently I already have a virtual machine with name VM1 which is in running state, and I want to create another virtual machine for the session purpose. So click here and click on create a virtual machine. So Azure virtual machine, you will be coming into this. So here we are still using a free trial. As I told, in the first month we'll have 17,000 rupees value of amount, and it will be a free trial, and the subscription is presently a free trial. So next one is to create resource group. So for any activity or anything which we are creating a virtual mission or any thing on this, we need to have a resource group. So for that we need to create a resource group. So I'll create new resource group. I will use some naming convention. I'll use this as a resource group, and I want to give a name of the virtual machine. So name of the virtual machine I will give as you can give any name, but it should be a valid thing. I just gave this as a name, and the region you can leave it as default. We are using from India, so it is coming by default, and you don't need to touch anything. It will be auto populating here. Now coming here, you will be leaving this. So image is the important point which we need to select. So if you select here, as I told in the starting, we are using or we are creating Windows Server operating system. So we need to use Windows Server. There are other operating systems, but we don't want to focus on that. Presently we want to focus on Windows Server 2019 data center. So you can leave as it is. Next point, and the size, you can select this particular size. This is one CPU and 1 GB memory. It is very slow, we will not be able to use, so I am selecting this as I have already amount which is there, which is unused in the account. So I'll select this one, and the username which I want to give you is Azure Keysoft, and the password, what are the password you can give, which should be a valid one. It should be a valid one, and both should be same. So now port, inbound ports allow, as we need to connect to the RDP, it should be allow selected ports, RDP port as 3389, and this is how it will go. So next thing is disk. So however, as we are not going to touch anything, we are just going with the default OS disk size, will get 127 GB disk, and the disk model and everything it will show here. If you want to add additional disk, it will be having an option, but we are not going to touch into that. Next is networking. So networking, it will be created by default, where after creating a resource group, it will be coming by default all these networking concepts, which we don't want to look into that at this time. So it is mandatory for virtual machine to be created, virtual machine which should have a networking part. And the next is the management. However, we are not going to touch anything on this, we are just leaving as it is, which is the default one. So here also it is asking to enable any monitoring or not. We are not enabling any monitoring because we are just doing a test virtual machine, creating a test version. This is another advanced concept related to advanced points which we don't want to touch up now. And the next is one. Now next is review plus create. So now it is reviewing all the required given information is valid or not. It is showing validation passed. So now we can see here validation passed, and this is a summary of what it is being, it will create. You will have the login ID which we created during the virtual machine creation, we will be using that. So now I'll click on create. So now the creation happens, the creation of the virtual machine with the Windows Server operating system is processing. So you can hear these are the networking related, IP, VNet, and NSG. They are networking related. This is already created, and it will be moving to the next step. Each step it will happen one by one. As you can see that there is a public address, virtual network, virtual related information. This is also virtual machine related information. It is getting created. You can see the deployment is in process. You can also see here the deployment is in process. Once the deployment completes, it will show the deployment is completed, and we can go ahead and review the next settings of the virtual machine. So we'll just give some time for the VM to create the virtual machine. It will take around 2 to 3 minutes to complete the deployment of the virtual machine. Let us wait for that creation of all the required validation points for this virtual machine. So we can see here the deployment succeeded. We want to go to the resource, and we want to see what is happening, and this is also resource detail. It is in already started. So this is the information name of that, and the one which we created, it is showing all the information here. Now we need to connect to the RDP. So now click here. If you click connect, it will give you some options how you can connect. So we can, that is easier part is download RDP file. It will, we can download here, and we can click here as a download, and we can save here. And once it is downloaded, you will see this as an username. We need to log in with the password which we created while creating the Azure VM. So it is just loading now. The VM is already deployed, everything is ready, and we are able to log in into this particular server. And this is the server, which is the Windows operating system, Windows Server operating system. We can see the details of this by searching for the system configuration, as we selected with so we can see here the system information by clicking on here. It will show the operating system. It is 2019 Windows Server 2019 data center, and the system name. This is a type is a virtual machine. So we'll have all the related information. This is the processor, 2 core, 2 logical process. All the information 4 GB we selected. We are seeing the 4 GB here. All the information we can see here as per what we gave the options while creating, and we can see the disk drive available here which we selected. So we can use this as 127 GB of size disk. We can use this further. So this is how we can create the virtual machine with the help of Windows Server operating system. I hope this is clear, but still, if you have any doubts, or you are feeling any problem creating this, please add your questions in the comment section. I'll review, and I can respond back to you with the explanation, or I can make another video so that I can cover all the questions. So this is one which we create, portal registration. So Azure portal registration, it is as easy as having the email ID and the phone number. And related to this, if you want to get free trial of 17,000, you need to have a credit card. They will verify by deducting rupees 2, and they will be refunding it. And this will be valid for 1 month. You can use for 1 month. If you want to continue, you can continue, or else you can leave it. There will be no amount deduction will be there on the card. So if you have any problem still with the Azure portal registration, you can add your questions in the comment. I can make a dedicated video for the same. So next is creating a resource group. I showed you how to create a resource group, because for every activity, for every resource, like creation of VM, creation of disk and everything, we need to have a resource group created, so that we can add the VMs under that resource group. The same way we created Windows Server or virtual machine by the Azure cloud, and I showed you all the steps one by one how we can create a virtual machine with the Windows Server operating system. So we already logged in into the Windows Server, and this is the session about wherein I covered all the points or the steps how we can create a virtual machine and how we can log in into that. And after logging into that, that will be a normal virtual server. We can perform all the activities as per our requirement. So this is about this session, guys. Hope you like this video. If you like this video, please don't forget to subscribe, share and like. I'll be coming up with more valid content which will be useful for a long term, so that this can help you to get a job as a SQL DBA with the help of this particular course. I hope you'll come back for the next video. I'll see you soon on the next video. Thank you.